I'm exploring a new way of doing topics like this. If you enjoyed it by the end of this video, let me know down in the comments below. So CPF. Some love it, some hate it, but it is not only every Singaporean safety net at retirement, it also helps us with housing and healthcare. Just a disclaimer, what I'm about to share is based off my own research while I plan for my own financial future. Without telling you a little bit about myself, you wouldn't be able to understand my plans with CPF. So I'm 29 years old, and this tells you how far I'm away from important milestones in CPF. At 55, retirement account is created and it gets filled up to the full retirement sum. Amounts above and beyond can then be withdrawn. At 65 or 70, CPF Life will start paying out. I'm currently single with no plans on having kids. Maybe if a partner comes along, then I'll think about marriage, but this tells you when I'd use my CPF OA funds for housing. At 35, singles are able to apply for a BTO or buy a resale flat, but to be honest, I'm not too sure about owning a house in Singapore. My true dream in life is to run my own bed and breakfast abroad someday. All that aside, if you've caught this video, you know I'm living alone with my mum. Even though I have ever mentioned I want to have a place of my own in the future, for as long as she's around, I don't think my heart would be at ease to move out for good. I started working after O-levels at 17. My first full-time employment was at 24 for 3.5 years before turning self-employed since July 2023. This tells you that I contributed to CPF for 8 years, but only had consistent contributions for half of it. Right now, only MediSave contributions are mandatory and all others are voluntary. Initially, when I thought I was going to work for someone for the rest of my life, my plans with CPF was to transfer my OA to SA, front load it when I'm young to earn the 4% and let the monies compound so I can hit the full retirement sum sooner. And when I reach the age of 55, I'd be able to withdraw amounts above and beyond the full retirement sum. With that settled, I would have one thing off my mind when it comes to retirement planning. And it's all while maintaining the money habits I have, which is to spend on what is important to me, relentlessly cut back on what isn't, save at least 50% of my income monthly, and invest consistently. How has my view changed now that I'm self-employed? The decision on whether I'll be topping up my CPF accounts above and beyond the mandatory MediSave contributions largely depends on how much money I make this year. Hence, I'll only be deciding before the end of the year when I have a full picture of whether it makes any sense to top up just for tax relief. For example, on the last day of 2024, I decided to fund the maximum I could as a self-employed individual, and that's a total of $37,740 to the 3 CPF accounts. With my SRS contributions and allowable business expenses, it brought down my tax bracket by 2 levels, saving me thousands of dollars. And with that, I also invested my OA funds in excess of the $20,000 via endowers into the Amudi Prime USA fund that tracks the S&P 500. Why not do the same if I was an employee, transfer my OA to SA? I don't know for how long I can continue making the amount of money I did in 2024. To be honest, I don't know what the future is for what I do, which is why overall when it comes to my mindset and how I manage my money, I do not spend frivolously. Knowing how much money I make, which I document very transparently in my Money Diary series, there are people who ask me, why am I still the way I am? It's a prudent choice, and to be honest, there's nothing I want more in life apart from the freedom of time and the freedom to choose what I want to be doing and when I'm doing it. By saving, investing, and not inflating my lifestyle, I can make sure I have these options available to me when I need them. Like spending the first 3 months of 2025 living here alone in South Korea because I needed the time to be alone. I needed space to think clearly, to refresh myself. If not for this, I can't imagine how my life would be like in Singapore. Now I'm going back with a heart that's lighter and excited to spend some time with family. All this would not have been possible if I chose to inflate my lifestyle once I started earning more money. Anyway, with that in mind, if it doesn't make any sense to max my contribution to CPF for this year's tax relief, then I wouldn't, and that is also fine. If the S&P 500 continues to perform like it used to, taking a conservative average return of 8% a year for 26 years until I reach 55, I would still do fine. For whatever I lack, I believe I'll be able to do cash top-ups along the way if I need to, and this is my thoughts with CPF as a 29-year-old self-employed Singaporean. I hope you enjoyed the format of today's video. If you'd like to connect more personally, head over to my official Telegram channel that I just started, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. As always, have a great week ahead.